Weather Wednesdays is sponsored by Donna K's Cafe.
Well, it's Weather Wednesday, a time when we get to talk about the weather a little more in depth together and help you understand a bit more about how the weather can impact our lives here in Kern County. And as we begin this new year, a lot of people asking, what does that mean for El Niño? We've had so much talk of it so far this season, but what does it actually mean for Kern County in 2024? Well, I wanted to first take a look back at the wild weather we saw last year in 2023. Of course, you know, January starting off with all of that rain and snow, totals making the history books, and that wasn't even officially an El Niño season. Mammoth had so much snow last season, the tall towers of the ski lifts were buried. Not only did the mountain receive more than 700 inches of snow at the base, but Mammoth had an insanely long season, lasting from November 5th of 2022 all the way until August 6th of 2023. Experts say the 2022-23 season was the mountain's second longest season. The longest was back in 94 to 95. And of course, then who could forget Hurricane Hillary? It was the first powerful storm to hit at tropical storm strength over Southern California in 84 years. As it moved onshore August 20th, it was the wettest day on record in San Diego with more than 1.8 inches. Death Valley recording 2.2 inches of rain that Sunday, the most ever in a single day. As for Kern County, Ridgecrest was washed out, flooding causing damages to home and businesses there. On Highway 58, you remember that big rig that was nearly swallowed when the hillside gave way under heavy rain and a mudslide that swamped the pass at the Cameron Road overpass. Hillary also bringing a record rainfall day to Bakersfield as well. There was 1 inch and 8/100 in total at Meadowsfield Airport on August 20th. That stacked on to our already impressive rainfall statistics. There was nearly 9 inches of rain for just the calendar year of 2023. But for the water year, that's October 1st, 2022 through September 30th, 2023, Bakersfield received an impressive 11 plus inches of rain. That's nearly double our average. So though El Niño wasn't responsible for our wet winter last year, El Niño was credited for strengthening Hurricane Hillary in August. You may remember back in June, forecasters issued an El Niño advisory for late 2023 into 2024, noting El Niño conditions were present, and that's what we saw with that storm in August. El Niño conditions are expected to gradually strengthen throughout the winter, and as you know, winter just officially began back in December, just before Christmas. So what is El Niño? Well, it's a natural climate phenomenon marked by warmer than average sea surface temperatures in the central and eastern Pacific Ocean near the equator. It occurs on average every 2 to 7 years. So that warming, it's 0.5 degree Celsius or greater, means Central California typically sees warmer than average temperatures and wetter than average rainfall amounts. You see, we're stuck on this map between the drier and warmer and the colder and wetter patterns. El Niño winters bring better chances for warmer than average temperatures, which means more rain and less snow, at least for Kern County's mountains, which are at 4,000 to 6,000 feet. El Niño conditions do often lead to more snow for our highest elevations in the state, above 7,000 feet. Welcome news for all of our ski resorts. But the influence of El Niño is actually just beginning for California. The influence on the U.S. is more pronounced starting in late fall through the winter months and following into the spring. So though we're only a few weeks into the winter season so far, for January, February, and March, based on the latest forecasts, there's a 54% chance of a historically strong El Niño pattern during our winter. The Climate Prediction Center saying an event of this strength would potentially be the top 5 of El Niño events since 1950. So stronger El Niño events increase the likelihood of El Niño related climate anomalies, but it does not imply that we have all impacts for all locations. So what does all this mean? Will we see another historically wet winter like last year? Maybe. Will it be a warmer than average and wetter than average winter? Statistics say yes. We'll be right back.